The protagonist of this story is a murderer. He has the ability to see the number of people a murderer will kill in the future. If he kills the culprits first, then the murder will not occur. Now, the question is whether he could create a world without murder through murder. Let's find out. The scene opens with a news reporter explaining how many murders have happened recently. All the crimes have been committed in the same metropolitan area. Plus, there's no clear connection between victims, age, or gender. The criminal is committing indiscriminate crimes and is not targeting specific individuals. A girl stands in front of her deceased sister as all the news goes through her mind. Later, she's working in her office, making a report on the recent murder cases. She takes a little break and feels nauseous. Her co-worker, Johan, asks if she's having a headache again. He takes her to a restaurant along with her other colleague to relieve the stress. She says that she's okay, and there's no need to worry about her. Johan says that she said the same thing last time and ended throwing up. Another co-worker says that it makes sense since it has only been a few weeks since that incident. She remembers how they mixed well together along with her sister. Everything changed when the forensic department revealed her corpse. They asked if she could confirm her identity. The girl cries and says that she's her sister. She saw a number 2 carved on the back of her hand. It's evident that the most talked about serial killer in the world, Number, did it. Johan asks if there have been 30 murders already. His co-worker says that it has already crossed 30, if they include the work of copycats as well. Another co-worker says that the world is going crazy. There are robberies and stabbings, and yet the police aren't doing anything. The man says that all of those bastards should be better executed. The girl asks if there's even a point to that. Nothing could bring back her dead sister. Every time she goes to get more material for news, she feels the same thing that happened to her. She asks if don't they need a more fundamental solution to this, like sorting out future criminals ahead of time and killing them. She tells her co-workers this is what she has on her mind lately. After dinner, the girl leaves for home. Johan comes along with her and tells her to get home safe. He advises her to take the street which is brighter and has more cameras. The girl doesn't reply, and Johan becomes a bit nervous. He tells her to try seeing something nice or do something she likes. The girl laughs and thanks him for the advice. Johan waves at her, and the protagonist of this story looks at them from over the roof. Later, the girl is watching footage. She thinks that there is a common pattern in age, gender, or relationship. The only things connecting the cases are the numbers carved on the patient bodies. She wonders what could be the motive behind carving those numbers. She also doesn't know if this is the work of a single person or a group of people. She thinks that there are random killings, and even some survived after facing number. She interviewed one of the survivors, and the girl said that it all happened so suddenly. She was just going to eat out together that day, but suddenly a person showed up with a knife and killed her boyfriend. She also heard the story of another survivor. He explained that he was hanging out with his friends on a desolate road. He soon realized that there weren't many people around and felt something strange. He saw a man walking towards them, and his instincts said that something wasn't right. After looking at that person, they knew what would happen to them. The girl wonders what could be the reason that all of these people survived. Why did Number let these people go, even knowing the risks of leaving them alive would create? Another survivor said that when he approached her, she thought she would be dead. However, he said that she has Number 1 and she's not a target. The girl slumps down on her couch and thinks that the police haven't revealed the number of victims. Plus, she's lacking information to make a conclusion. She wonders how the murderer could continue to kill them without even hiding bodies and leaving witnesses. The next day, she checks her mailbox and thinks that it's full. She looks at the data intently and wonders if this is real. When she reads an email, she gets curious. She dials the number and asks the sender if she could interview him. Later, she frantically goes to the location and hopes this is the place. A person sees her walking, and the girl thinks that she has to go for more material. As she was walking forward, she hears footsteps from behind. She stops in fear and the footsteps grow louder. She remembers what a victim said. The murder took place in a desolate road. She thinks that it has to be a coincidence and tries to calm herself down. She grows tensed as the footsteps keep getting louder and louder. Suddenly, the murderer runs toward her and she creeps out. She tries running away, but he grabs her from behind. She soon falls to the ground, and the murderer catches up to her. He extends his hand and she thinks this is it for her. However, Johan shows up out of nowhere and saves her. She asks what he is doing here. Johan grabs her and says they must run as far away as possible. The girl keeps asking what he's doing here. Johann says that this place is near his work and he saw her being attacked by someone. He asks who that guy was. He wonders if this is the number guy. The murderer once again resumes his chase, and Johann says that they need to get to a crowded place. If they go to a restaurant area, then he won't be able to chase them anymore. He says they should go down that alley as it's a shortcut to the main street. When the girl enters the alley, she sees that it's a dead end. She thinks that it's not a main street as Johann said and turns around. When she looks back, Johann takes out a weapon and looks at her fiercely. He then smacks her with the metal pipe. The girl falls to the ground with blood covering her face. The fake murderer comes to Johann and asks why he ran so fast like that. Johann says that it doesn't matter, he brought her here properly anyway. He says that this is the best place to commit crimes. The girl mumbles Johann's name and tries to ask why he did that. The fake murderer says that she and her sister were quick on latching onto things. It was quite difficult to kill her sister. The girl says that's not possible. Her sister was killed by Number. Johann says that he's quite grateful for the infamous Number murderer. He carves a number on her arm, and says that everyone will think that this was the Number doing. Thanks to that, they have been getting a bit of breathing room. Johann carves the number and says it's done. He tells his underling to do whatever he wants with her. However, when she stops breathing, she would be his. The fake murderer agrees, and the girl looks at them in anger. The man says that they will see how she looks on the inside. Suddenly, the real Number shows up behind them. They look back and wonder who this guy is. The fake asks the guy if he's enjoying the show. He should better get lost now. Number activates his power and sees 4 written on top of Johann, and 1 written on top of the other one. He says that he has finally found them 4 in 1. The scene shifts to 3 hours earlier. A survivor says that she was saved by Number. The girl is taking the interview and finds this fact weird. The lady explains that he saved her and her family. The girl asks if the victim he saw at the incident was her ex-lover. The lady says that she's being quite generous with her words. He's a complete lunatic who made a show in front of her house. The girl says that the victim was killed by Number, and asks what happened next. The lady says that Number showed up when she was getting beaten. The girl says that she could have been in danger too, so why did Number save her life? The lady says that she's asking if she could have died too. Now, the girl is in the same position as the lady, and she now understands what she meant. She wonders if Number saves people or kills them. Number approaches them, and the fake grabs a metal pipe. Johann tells him to wait, and the fake tells the bastard to leave. He asks if he can't hear him. Suddenly, Number punches the fake and he gives out. Johann and the girl look surprised at his abilities. He then moves forward. He activates his eye and says that he's number 1, so not him. The girl remembers that the same thing was told by another survivor. Number approaches Johann and says he's number 4, the target for elimination. Johann freaks out and wonders if this is really the number. Number dashes toward Johann with his knife. Number sees more random numbers flashing in front of him. Johann tries to counterattack, but he gets easily overwhelmed. Number grabs his hand and pulls out his dragon knife. He stabs Johann in the leg, and he cries out in pain. Number then kicks the fake in the guts as he tries to attack him. The girl looks at Number and thinks about what he said about numbers. She thinks it was a mystery that there were no commonalities between victims. He had the skill of evading police for a long time. Plus, the survivors talked about the numbers he spoke of. She thinks that it feels like he could foresee what would happen. The survivor lady told her that the police investigated her ex-husband's bag and found something. There was gasoline and a burner in it. He had every intention of starting a massive fire. Does she understand, she's saying? If she hadn't crossed paths with Number in front of her house, and if Number didn't kill that bastard first, then her whole family would have been burnt down. At present, Johann tries to scare Number with his little knife. However, Number stomps down on his head, showing him the place where he belongs. He starts stomping Johann again and again, until he gives out. The girl thinks that she thought about this outrageous theory before. She wonders if it's possible that Number could see the future where how many murders a person will commit. Number records the date and time of the person he'll kill. He says that the number is 4, and his name is Johann. He tosses away his identity card and says he could save 4 people by killing him. He places his knife to his neck and asks if he has any last words or wishes. He could tell him any small hope or unfinished business, or if he would like to leave a message to someone before dying. He'll grant the wish as long as it's within his limits. Johann coughs out blood and asks who he is. He asks who wants to get themselves willingly killed. Number asks if who would willingly let themselves be killed are his last words. He stabs the knife in Johann's neck and he coughs out more blood. He begs Number to spare him just this time. Number replies that it's not possible. He then kills Johan, and his knife reeks of blood. The fake tries getting away by crawling. Number doesn't care about him and carves 4 on Johan's hand. The girl asks if won't he chase that person. He replies that number 1s are not targets for elimination. Killing one person to save another one is worth nothing. She asks how he could say that if he was going to kill someone. However, our protagonist doesn't reply. She thinks that it's a type of logic that is hard to accept under normal circumstances. But one thing is for sure, that this person has his own rules. The girl gets up and says she wants to help him too. The things he does have been on her mind as well. If she could identify the murderers in advance, she could judge them according to rules. Since she's a reporter, she can hide him in the shadows. Also, if he wants his voice to be heard, she can make it loud and widespread. She's sure she can help him some way. Number gets up and asks if she's of the same mind. He takes off his masks and says he would be faster with his words then. He asks if she has any last wishes or final words. The girl asks, what does he mean? Number uses his power and sees 12 written on top of her, meaning she would kill 12 people in the future. Later, the police arrive at the scene and cover the body. Number carves out 12 on the girl's hand. He walks among the crowd and thinks that he has to kill people to save as many lives as possible. Later, the news talks about a man and woman being killed by Number. However, the police suspect that this is done by one of the copycats. A girl at the cafe is watching the news intently when someone calls her. She replies she's coming just now. Our protagonist is sitting on his seat and having a coffee. He's drawing some of the next victims and studying their activity. Our boy looks at the menu and thinks about ordering a sandwich, egg, and a waffle. He thinks that all of these can be eaten at the right time after finishing the coffee halfway through. He likes the second seat on the window side because he can see the customer inside the restaurant and people walking through the streets. Using his supernatural power, he can see the numbers on top of them. He sees a girl having a number 2. He notices a guy having a number 4. The girl who is taking orders in the restaurant has number 1. He wonders if these are the only targets left in the city. He thinks that the target choice is simple. Whichever has a higher number should be killed first. The girl soon brings his order of a sandwich and a waffle. However, our boy has left already, and the girl wonders where he has gone. She sees that he has kept money on the table. The scene shifts to some thugs having drinks at a restaurant. The people around feel uncomfortable with them shouting so much. An employee approaches them and says that it's unpleasant for other customers, so they should quiet down a bit. However, the man throws the bottle near a wall, almost hitting the girl sitting on the chair. He asks what he just said. The customer starts leaving, and the owner becomes worried. The person tells him to bring him some more beer. A man thanks his mate for evading jail. He laments that lawyers are quite expensive these days. His friend asks how he settled things with that girl. He replies he settled everything perfectly, as she kept on rambling about him. Her father complained about what he should do as he crippled his daughter. The thug sighs and wonders why everyone keeps rambling about the same stuff. He settled everything after bringing some guys to scare him. Later, the man gets in his car and his friend tells him to get home safe. His friend reminds him not to do anything reckless unless he wants to go back to the police station. He replies he knows that very well. Later, the man is driving his car when the intoxication starts taking its effect on his body. He accelerates the car and steers it in the wrong direction. He goes straight for the bystanders on the road. The thug starts losing consciousness, and a person from behind tells him to turn the wheel. Our boy places a knife on his throat and tells him to turn the wheel. The thug turns the wheel and the car skids in front of the bystanders. Number places the knife close to his throat and tells him to do as he says. He should take the right turn at the second intersection and head to the outskirts road. The thug curses at him and asks who he is. The protagonist sees the number flickering above his head. He says that the number flickering over his head means that the number will reduce soon. The thug wonders what he's saying. Number says that the sign means that he'll kill someone within the next 24 hours or 10 hours. He instructs the thug to stop the car and move to the passenger seat. If he has any last word or wishes, he can listen to them till the count of 3. As the countdown hits 0, the thug tries to grab the knife from our protagonist. The car starts swerving around the road as they tussle in it. Number grabs the thug head and slams it onto the window. The window breaks, and the shards pierce his skin. Next, Number hits the thug in the guts with the knife. The car eventually comes to a stop, after all the hustling. Number then takes control of the driver's seat and starts recording the murder date and time on his phone. He says that the flickering disappeared, but the number still remains. The thug asks who sent him. Number thinks that even if he stops the murder, it will only delay the inevitable. He believes that Number doesn't change once it has been set. The thug tries to attack Number, but he quickly stabs the thug with his knife. The thug drops dead and Number starts driving the car. He thinks that everything went as expected. Later, our boy goes back to eating food like it's nothing for him after killing a person. He steps down the stairs and thinks that he has to take his next decision. He sees a girl having trouble with boxes, and she apologizes for causing him inconvenience. Our boy thinks that she has number 1 when he checked her earlier. Suddenly the girl trips the boxes and our boy sees 16 written on top of her head. He wonders how the numbers jumped up suddenly. First of all, Number saves the girl from falling. The girl thanks him and apologizes for causing him inconvenience once again. The owner comes down and covers her mouth in awe at the scene. The girl apologizes to the owner, and she scolds her for messing up. She asks our protagonist if he's hurt anywhere. However, our boy stood puzzled. He thinks that she has the same hair color and shoes from before. He remembers that she had number 1 on her. He wonders how it increased. The number doesn't change once they have been set. He has confirmed it multiple times. The girl apologizes to Number and says that she must have surprised him. Our boy notices the name, Mo Ji Hyun, written on her shirt. After that, Number sketches her in his notebook for the next assassination target. Later, the shop owner is putting eye drops in her eyes. Hyun closes her eyes and the owner scolds her. She opens it again, and Hyun replies that she's okay now. However, the owner still puts the eye drops, and she screams. Later, the girl rubs her eyes and wonders why they are feeling so itchy lately. The owner asks if she's watching too much anime late at night, but Hyun replies that she is not. The owner hands him the eye drops forcefully, and Hyun thanks her with discomfort. The girls look at the TV, and the news reporter talks about the number incident. The news reporter keeps spouting facts after facts. The owner says that the world seems so scary that they can't go anywhere. Hyun gets up and thinks that it's almost time. She picks up her bag and says she'll head back first. The owner asks if she's going to a part-time job again, and the peon replies, probably. They think that it's quite sad that she has to do all of this. She's at an age where she should go to school. She smiles a lot on the outside, but never speaks about herself. Suddenly, Hyun starts feeling a bit weird. She tries to breathe in and breathe out to relax herself. She thinks that she almost puked out and wonders why it happens. She thinks she should better hurry to her next job. When she reaches her job, her boss slaps her. He scolds her for being late again. Hyun thinks that the physical things aren't that serious. She has to endure this momentary pain. Here, she can work longer than the hours allowed for her age and get paid more. It's a sweet workplace that she has no reason to say no. When she doesn't find the energy, she gives herself a little pat. She has to smile in front of everyone, even if she has to force it. Suddenly a boy notices Hyun and calls out to her by name. He asks if that's her. Hyun turns around and the boy says that it's definitely her. He asks if she lives here. His friend asks how he knows her, and the boy replies that they went to the elementary school together. The boy explains that she's a daughter of a murderer. Doesn't he remember they were in elementary school together? Hyun covers her mouth as they start discussing her tragic story. The students laugh at her, asking if she's the daughter of a murderer. Suddenly, Hyun starts feeling strange in her eye. The boy says that it's nice to see her here. They were surprised when she disappeared suddenly. Soon enough, Hyun starts seeing weird numbers on top of other people. She quickly runs to the back alleys and gasps for air. She clutches her eyes and wonders what that was. She keeps wondering what's happening with her eyes. At the rooftop, our boy puts on his clothes and watches Hyun's movement. He thinks that she has the same hair color and is wearing the same sneakers. As for the number, he sees that they have increased to 4,326 now. Our boy wonders just who this girl is. The scene shifts to Hyun's past. The police captured Hyun's father, and the reporters asked what his motive was behind the crime. The police officers make a way through the crowd while being bombarded by questions. Little Hyun and her mother watched him getting dragged by the police. Little Hyun asks why Dad is in the TV. Since Hyun was little, she didn't know what was happening. The mother gets a phone call from her boss, saying they are dismissing her from the job. Little Hyun sat scared while her mother asked the boss why he's doing this. When Hyun entered the middle school, she was bullied by other students because her father was a murderer. Even some parents complained that they can't have their children become friends with a killer's daughter. Later, the teacher talks with Hyun. Hyun says that she didn't know her dad was a serial killer. He never showed her the face, so she didn't know what he looked like. The teacher says that she's now making excuses to deny the fact. Hyun asks why she is the wrong one here. Is it because her dad is a serial killer and she just happened to be born in that family? The teacher says never mind. She should think that the luck is not on her side. Ultimately, whoever knew Hyun rejected her because of her dad. Hyun thinks about all of her past while sitting in the park. She suddenly feels something strange with her eye. She starts seeing numbers on top of people. She closes her eyes to stop seeing it. She thinks that it's not a dream, so why is this happening to her? In the beginning, she thought that the number indicated time because there was a colon. However, after seeing numbers that aren't even in the clock, she thought they represented something else. She hopes that it's not a rare disease or something. Hyun's friend Min chimes in and asks what rare disease she is talking about. Hyun says that it's nothing, and a baby like him wouldn't understand. Min replies that he's only a month older. She's giving him quite an attitude, especially when she invited him here. Min tosses her something and tells her to catch it. Hyun asks if this is a new hand cream and asks why he's giving this to her. Min says that it's obvious as her birthday is tomorrow. He asks if didn't she call him for that. She has no one but this 10-year-long friend. They should now get some food and head to a PC cafe. Suddenly Min notices her crying and asks what happened. Hyun replies that she doesn't know as well. This feeling just feels weird to her. She thanks him for the gift and says that she's okay. She remembers all the pent-up feelings and thoughts she has been going through. She tells Min that she was just having a hard time. Hyun tells him everything about what happened earlier, and Min remembers that that bastard was in their class. He asks why she ran into him out of everyone. Hyun says that she believes she could overcome this. However, when the old memories come back, she feels nauseous and throws up. She remembers parents complaining about how she can't grow up emotionally stable when her dad is in prison. She won't be able to receive education when she faces financial difficulties. She'll then try to slip into the easier path, and that's why they can't have future criminals like her in the school. Hyun tells Min that she wants to prove that she won't become a killer like her father. She'll live with a happy mind and as an independent adult. Min sighs and says that her not being a murderer is enough. Why does she have to go so far proving it to others? Hyun says that a baby like him wouldn't understand her. Min says whatever and says that they should have crazy fun and get all their worries out. This much will prove that she's happy, healthy, and a dreaming sprout of the future. He asks where she would like to go. Would she like to watch movies, go to a cafe, or play PUBG? Min takes her to the PC cafe and gets absolutely smoked by her in the game. They then have fun at karaoke. At last, they have some ice cream and spent quality time while walking. Suddenly, Hyun notices number 302 written on top of Min. The number soon starts ticking, and Hyun grows worried. Min asks what's wrong and why she is looking like that. Hyun replies that it's nothing. Min thinks that it was weird. He can also feel someone following them from behind. When Min and Hyun take a turn, some guys whisper that they took the turn. Min looks back and they quickly hide themselves. Min starts leaving, and the guys say that they almost got caught. A person tells another one to take the picture properly this time. Later, someone makes a documentary of Hyun's life. The reviewer says that she seems to be living happily now. They were sent this video by someone. The sender also mentioned that she went to bars and clubs, since the video ended there, so they don't know what they did after that. It seems to be the case of high schoolers stirring up troubles. The reviewer concludes with a message that God is dead. The posted video gains over 1 million views within an hour, and the comments section goes absolute wild. A few days later, Hyun's friend Min is walking down the street. Some goons try throwing rocks in the neighborhood. The police arrest them for causing trouble here. In the background, Min taps on the gate. Some guys are camping outside Hyun's house to capture some footage. Min enters inside the gate and presses the bell. Hyun's mother opens the door and welcomes him in. She says that it has been a while since he came, and apologizes for their home being a bit dirty. Min says that's fine and asks where Hyun is. Min goes to her room and sees Hyun covered in a blanket and scrolling through her phone. She asks Min if he hid his face properly. If he was to be filmed coming here, it would create another big issue. She thinks that those crazy bastards don't know what she's going through. She believes it's their doing when they saw her working at the shop. They kept chasing after her. Min removes the blanket and says he gets how she's feeling now, so she should calm down. There's no reason to react to what those bastards are saying. They'll just disappear on their own with time. Hyun replies she knows. However, he can't understand how betrayed she feels right now. People keep telling her that she'll go through the wrong course. When she thinks she's living well and happy, they come right back cursing at her, saying why is she living so happily? What was she working for? What she was trying to prove? It meant nothing. Min remains speechless on hearing Hyeon's worries. Suddenly, Hyun's mother comes inside the room and asks if he could come with her for a second. She apologizes for how things are outside and how Hyeon is acting worried. She has to go for her night shift. So could he stay with her? Min replies that it's fine, and says they don't have classes anyway. She thanks Min, and advises him not to go outside, and to call if something happens. Hyun comes out of her room, and sees 3:32 written over Min. The time starts ticking once again, and Hyun slumps down. She begs for this thing to not happen again. Later, Min checks the refrigerator, and thinks there aren't many ingredients here. He thinks that he has to make food for her. He checks the outside from the window, and sees that people have disappeared. He wonders if it would be fine to go out now. He tells Hyun that he's going to market to buy food. However, he doesn't get a response, and wonders if she's sleeping. Min opens the door and sees a man standing in front of the door. The man places the foot in front of the door and greets him. He asks if this is Hyun's place. They ask if he's her brother or boyfriend. Another person replies that he seems to be the one from the video. The man says that they were hoping to film an interview. Another shouts out Hyun's name and asks if she's there. Min thinks that they have a camera and tells them that they are trespassing. He tells them to leave before he calls the police. However, the man ignores his words and enters the house. Min wonders what kind of strength they possess. He tells them to take their hand off it. The man recognizes the uniform to be from Songhai. Her daughter went to the same school, but 10 years ago. She was just around his age. Min wonders what this man is talking about. The man says that she was around this age when she was killed by Hyun's father. The man shoves past Min and enters the house. He asks where Hyun is, where her room is. He thinks that it's quite good that that bastard had a daughter. He can now take revenge. He pulls out a hammer and thinks that it's now his turn. Min asks why he's barging like that and tells him to get out. Suddenly, the man smacks Min with the hammer. Min falls unconscious on the ground, and the other man asks what he has done. They said they would be in trouble if he used violence. Hyun slowly creaks the door to see the commotion going outside. The man asks why they are getting in his way. Hyun sees that the time has gone down to 1:09 and is still ticking. The man holds Min by the shirt, unaware of the fact that Hyun is standing beside him with a knife. Hyun looks at the timer and thinks that she can see it properly now. She believes it's Min's lifetime that is ticking. She believes that whoever they are, these people saw her as nothing more than a daughter of a murderer. They just need someone for revenge. Someone they could throw it on and curse at. Hyun pulls up the knife and says, if that's what they want, then she'll give them that. Suddenly Number grabs her hand, making the knife fall. Number then grabs the knife and asks if that's what she really want are her final words. He then slices at her throat. A few moments earlier, the live stream shows the man knocking Min out. The man recording the stream shouts at him not to use violence. The stream then shows Hyun coming out of her room with a knife in her hand. Suddenly, the stream stops as Number throws his knife at the man's phone. He then took hold of Hyun. He wonders what could have driven Hyun to murder. Is it the traits that she got from her father, or was it the expectation that she would inherit those traits? He slashes at Hyun's neck and says he doesn't care what the case may be. Hyun falls down, and the man freaks out on seeing the most talked about serial killer here. Number looks at them while holding the knife covered in blood. The man says that they are doomed. Another man asks what he is doing. They should better hurry up and run now. The man runs away while crying over his destroyed phone and losing his new tube carrier. The man who was rambling about killing Hyun soon comes back to his consciousness. He sees Hyun dying on the floor and says, this can't be happening. He pulls out his hammer and says he'll be the one to kill this kid. Hyun looks at him while breathing shallowly. Number grabs the man's head between his hands. He says that it's quite unfortunate, but the same thing goes for him as well. He starts choking the man, and says he has number 1 written on him. Number knocks out the man cold, and Hyun, while on her last breath, asks who he is. Number crouches down and thinks that she's still breathing. He believes that the blade wasn't as sharp as he thought it to be. He says that her numbers haven't disappeared yet. Hyun wonders if this man could also see those weird numbers. Number replies that he can see them. She'll take over 4,000 lives in the future. Hyun recalls what she has gone through this whole life. She can't believe that she'll take 4,000 lives in the future. She thinks that this man is here to kill people like her. She feels her vision becoming blurry. She sees time in front of her eyes and believes this would be her remaining time before she dies. In front of her, She sees that Min also has less time remaining. She thinks that she can't leave him to die like this. She must do something. Number readies his knife and asks if she has any last words. Hyeon, using her last bit of energy, asks why he didn't kill the person trying to kill Min. Number says that it's a question that she can't understand. He calls her a strange kid and asks if this is what she's curious about before dying. He says that people with number 1 aren't the target for elimination. Even if they kill another man, it won't matter as the balance won't change. Hyeon replies, she understands it now. Hyeon then starts drifting into unconsciousness, feeling weak and relaxed at the same time. Number tightens his grip on the knife and gets ready to execute her. He sees something strange happening. The number shrinks down by 1. The numbers then start decreasing rapidly until they hit the number 1. At that moment, Number remembers his past. He says that he's the only one with this ability, so he'll do it. But once he proves that numbers go down, he'll stop. Suddenly the man charges at Number with the hammer. Number defends himself by blocking the strike with his hands. The man keeps repeating that the girl is for him to take. He says this is the only reason he's alive. Our protagonist notices that the number has increased to 2 on the man. He wonders what is going on here, how could his number go up? He knocks the hammer out of the man's hand by striking him with the knife. He gets on top of him and thinks that he has to calm down. He has seen cases where the numbers have increased. He thinks about dealing with the aftermath later. He'll have to change his plans for now. The man once again grabs his hammer to kill Hyeon. This guy is relentless on killing her. Our boy gets bored of his BS and kills the man by throwing the knife on his forehead. The man in his dying moments thinks that he couldn't get his revenge. Soon enough, the police show up at the place of the incident. Number stands in between the blood and bodies, and the police arrives on the outside. He smirks and thinks that this is quite interesting. Her number went over 4,000, only to be reduced back to 1 again. He wonders who the hell this kid is. He believes that she's going through some strange phenomena. Number thinks that he has made up his mind now. He bandages Hyeon's neck and puts her inside his car. He then starts driving along the road. Later, Hyeon wakes up in the car. She tries moving her head but feels immense pain in the neck. She then gets out of the car and sees an abandoned building. Panicked, she wonders where she is. She knows that she was at home yesterday and Min was there too. Suddenly, Number shows up and Hyeon feels terrified. She recalls that he's the one who sliced her throat previously. Number says that she woke up earlier than he expected. Hyeon, sensing danger, tries running away. However, the chain bound on her hand stops her. She tries removing the shackles, and our boy casually puts stuff in the back of the car. Number tells her to stop wasting energy and get inside. He has no intention of killing her as long as she stays quiet. Hyeon, left with no better option, does as she's told. She sits in the front seat anxiously, and our boy does his own stuff in the back. She recalls him to be the same man who usually comes to their shop. She believes this man must be the infamous Number, and his targets are people like her. She asks Number if she would take 4,000 lives in the future. Number corrects her and says that it's 4,326. He once again corrects himself and says that it was 4,326. Hyeon asks what he means by it. He tells her that people with number 1 aren't the target for elimination. For some strange reason, after he answered her question, her numbers shrank down to 1. It was like if she knew a way to bypass the numbers. Hyeon wonders what he's talking about. Number also mentions that her friend is still alive because of her. Hyeon feels relieved that Min is still alive. Number says that the boy was supposed to be killed by that man, and that man was destined to be killed by her. However, she somehow managed to alter the fate miraculously, and her number dropped to 1. He further adds that he had to kill the man, as his number increased to 2. Hyeon asks if that's how Min survived, and our boy agrees. She asks if the number didn't decrease on that man like she did before passing out. Number asks if she's trying to blame him when she was trying to kill him. Our boy explains that numbers don't change no matter what the circumstance is. He further says that the person will kill that many people assigned by fate. However, she managed to change that and had her number reduced. Does she now understand what her existence means to him? Later, our boy drives the car with Hyeon sitting beside her. She asks where he's taking her now. Number replies that he doesn't have a particular destination in mind, but from now on, he'll take her wherever he goes. Hyeon rebels on hearing this. Number says that he can't let someone like her run around freely. Hyeon asks what he will do if she refuses. Number says that it's up to her to decide. She can try her best to escape from him. He tosses her his phone and says that she'll be constantly on the run once she returns to her old life. The stream captured Hyan holding a knife and suddenly the video was cut out. So everyone is suspecting her to be the murderer. She can go back to her life and get jailed for killing someone. He asks what she'll choose. Hyan tells herself that she shouldn't listen to this man. She has to escape no matter what. She asks him to drop her at the house. She agrees to go with him, but she can't go like this. She has some unfinished business left, and she also has to see her mom. She also needs to pack her clothes. While muttering all of that, Hyan thinks that this won't work. However, our boy agrees to her request immediately, and they start driving to her house. Later at night, Hyan reaches her apartment wearing a hat and a jacket. She thinks that the crime scene should have been cleared by now. Number told her to get back in 30 minutes, and that he'll park the car in non-CCTV area. She opens her apartment door and sees that everything is a mess. She packs food, clothes, and some emergency fund. She hopes she isn't missing something and plans to get away from that man. She thinks she'll go in the opposite direction and then go somewhere. However, she doesn't know where to go after that. Number told her earlier that if she returns back, she would pass. Otherwise, he would kill her. At present, the door swings wide open and Hyan becomes shocked on hearing the noise. A person rushes at her with a broken beer bottle. Hyan covers her head and screams out. Turns out, the person is Min, and he asks what she's doing here. He feels relieved that she's still alive. Hyan asks Min what he's doing here. Plus, what's with that bottle? Min looks at it and apologizes to her. He says that the police left earlier, so he came back to grab his bag. However, he noticed the door open and felt that someone was inside. For a second, he thought that those crazy bastards had come back. He apologizes once again for scaring her. Hyan touches his face and asks what happened to it. She says that it's all her fault, and Min blushes because she's so close. Hyan asks if he's hurt, and Min replies that he's fine. He asks where she has been living. He's glad that she's alive, but where did she disappear suddenly? The media and everyone is spreading rumors that she's the Number's accomplice as she fled away. Min reaches to a business card in his pocket and says that a detective gave it to him earlier. He tells her to call him and makes those bastards stop spreading those lies. Min notices all the bags behind her and asks why she has packed them. Hyan doesn't reply and goes past him. He asks what is going on and why she's doing this. Hyan asks why he's still pretending. He saw everything, including her getting stabbed. Min saw the live stream in the hospital earlier. However, the stream cut at Hyan holding the knife. He asks Mr. Detective what happened after that. The detective replies that the phone got destroyed and the live stream ended. Other YouTubers are saying that it was Number's doing. They don't know whether the kid is alive or not. Still, there are a lot of things unclear here. However, the public is blaming the girl as the video stopped right there. He advises Min to convince her friend to come back. In the present, Hyan starts walking away, and Min tries to stop her. He asks why she is running like this, and if she killed that man. She has to answer him. He knows that she didn't do it, so why is she running away? Hyan remembers what Number said earlier, that she would be on a constant run. Trying to prove her innocence while everyone will be pointing fingers at her would be useless. Min tries to stop her from going away, saying she is not a murderer. The people have nothing but to talk bad things about each other. He knows that she didn't do it. Hyan screams that he's wrong. She sobs and says it's not about proving anything. It's not as simple as it seems. At that time, she didn't do it to stop him, or save him from that man. She just wanted to kill him. She felt very clear in that moment about killing him. She wanted to stab that man's neck and kill him. What everyone said might be true. She's just like her father. She thinks that she's a destined murderer, and that's why she's able to see numbers above people. She thinks that if it wasn't for Number, she would have killed him. Hyan apologizes to Min and says she has to go. Min tries to stop her and Hyan shouts that she doesn't want him to get hurt. He shouldn't waste time on someone like her. Min says that her mom collapsed and is in the hospital right now. Is she really going to break her heart again? Hyan cries and remembers her past when her dad was caught. She cries and says she wants to see her mom, but she can't. She walks away and enters the van later. Number says that she's late, and he thought that she would run away. Hyan asks if he would get rid of potential murderers like he said before. Number replies that someone has to do it, and only he can do it. Hyan asks if she won't have to worry about killing anyone as long as she's with him, and Number agrees. He also says that he would get rid of her if the number increases. Later, the detective enters Hyan's room. His assistant says that the girl is alive like he predicted before. She asks why she's sneaking around the house like that. The detective asks if they checked the CCTV, and the girl replies that they are still checking it. The detective looks at Hyun's photo and sees number 213 written over her. He tells his assistant to hurry up as she's the only lead they have on number. The scene shifts to a girl calling the emergency. The girl says that the man is here, he's right outside her door. She needs their help, so they must hurry. The helpline says they will dispatch a patrol unit to her location. The girl bites her nails anxiously and asks why they aren't arresting him. She keeps asking them the same question, and demands to know why they keep sending him away. She can't take this anymore. The helpline tells her to stay calm as the individual is just loitering in her corridor. He hasn't taken action to harm her. They can't arrest him if something hasn't happened yet. The girl asks if they will take action once she's dead. The man outside hears everything by eavesdropping onto the door. The scene shifts to 9 hours later. Hyun is eating food, and our boy is doing his work. She asks if he has anything besides cereals. Number replies that she can check the second drawer for eggs and chicken breasts. Hyun asks what else he has other than that. Number replies he doesn't have anything else, and Hyun feels even worse. She asks if doesn't he get tired of eating the same soy milk and cereal. Number replies he eats eggs and chicken breasts as well. Hyun sighs on hearing his response. Our boy says that taste doesn't matter, only routine matters. Hyun chomps down her food as Number explains that he can't have unexpected variables disrupt his routine. Hyun thinks that it has been 4 days since she started traveling with this infamous killer. She thinks she doesn't have to do anything. Number parks his car and advises Hyun to stay in as the police know her face. He'll be back by 1 a.m. Until then, she's on her own. Hyun thinks that his routine is always the same. He parks the van in a dark alley and then makes his way to a secluded place. After that, he searches for his next target in the crowd. She thinks that the same thing happened at the restaurant where she worked. He always ordered the same thing whenever he came. Hyun also remembers the happy memories she made along with the restaurant owner. Compared to that, she feels even more alone now. She wonders if she's doing the right thing. Later at night, Number comes back while Hyun is sleeping. Hyun jolts up suddenly on hearing the car opening. Our boy casually opens the van trunk and tosses his stuff in. Hyun looks back and thinks that he has a strong scent of blood. She asks how many he killed today. Number replies he killed 2. One had a number 5, while the other had 3. He had to take them out today even if he had to resort to force. Suddenly, Hyun's power activates and she feels a burning sensation in her eyes. Number asks what's wrong, and Hyun replies, it's nothing. She looks at Number and sees the time of 9/11 written over top of him. Hyun thinks that she understands what these numbers mean. She believes it's a person's remaining time. Number approaches her and asks what she just saw now. Hyun panics and asks what he is talking about. Number glances at her with a side eye and Hyun thinks that she has no reason to hide it from him. She feels something off about this and thinks telling him won't do any good. Number remembers his childhood when he had this similar feeling. He felt a stinging pain in his eye for some reason. Number thinks that she's like him just as he anticipated. The next day, our boy once again parks his car in a secluded spot. He tells Hyun that he's going to buy a few things and will come back in an hour or 2. While sitting in the car, Hyun sees different numbers written on top of humans walking on the path. She thinks that there are 2 numbers and the number on the right decreases at a different rate each time. She thinks that with 1 minute and 5 seconds represented 1 minute and 5 seconds of his remaining time. She thinks that it could also mean hours and minutes. If she extends it a bit more, it could represent 3 days and 2 hours. If she even extends it further, it could be months and years. Suddenly, Hyun notices some very particular girls walking down the road. A child asks her mother if she's all right as she isn't looking well. She replies that she's fine. However, she thinks that the man keeps banging on her door every day, harassing her, cursing at her. He kept talking about killing her if he goes down. The girl feels more terrified and panicked every time he said that. The man says that he'll kill her and her entire family. Hyun also notices the number 831 written on top of 3. Later, our boy is once again scouting the same area for his next target. He notices a person with number 3 written on top of him. He thinks that he finally found him. The scene shifts to Hyun sitting in the car. She wonders why all 3 have the same number. She believes that the number can't represent minutes and seconds, as they aren't ticking fast. She believes they must have 8 hours and 30 minutes left. The kid holds her mother's hand and says they should go for shopping. Hyun wonders what she should do. Should she follow them? She couldn't do anything last time, but would it be different this time? Nonetheless, Hyun is an idiot, and she decides to pursue them. She chases after them. feeling she's the protagonist of this manhwa. Number notices Hyun running and wonders if she's escaping. However, judging her movement more accurately, our boy deduces that she's following someone. Number looks at 3 people in front, Hyun running after them, and his next target stalking them. Later, the trio goes for shopping. The woman checks her phone and feels annoyed. The man asks if can't she report that person to the police if he keeps calling her. She replies that this is someone else. She explains that that bastard posted her numbers in public restrooms and random chat rooms. Not only that, he's making reservations under her name at skincare shops, couriers, and funerals. She has to block all these and pay penalties out of her own pocket. The man asks what his problem is that he keeps bothering her. She replies, she doesn't know. If she knew, she wouldn't be sitting here. She'll just have to stay a little longer there until she shifts her stuff. Hyun is sitting at the next table and tries to eavesdrop on their conversation. She wonders if this woman is being stalked. She wonders if her family would be a target by that stalker too. She thinks that it's not fair as she's still young. Number chimes in and says that she's right. That guy would kill 3 of them, including the kid. Hyun jumps up on Number teleporting here suddenly. She says he almost scared her. The protagonist asks what kind of numbers she's able to see on them. There's no point in hiding it, he knows it very well. Isn't that the reason she foolishly followed them here? Hyun asks how he knows about it. Number says that she mentioned she had sharp pain in her eyes. Plus, she was staring at the top of her head last time. Even at death's door, she accepted the idea of numbers way too easily. Hyun wonders what she should do if he tells him everything. She thinks it's better to tell him as she can't do anything on her own. The trio start leaving the place and Hyun gets up. Number says that he hasn't gotten the answer yet. Hyun sighs and says she'll explain it on the way. Later, they are walking together, and Number asks if it represents the remaining time. Hyun replies that she isn't sure yet. It probably represented 8 hours and 30 minutes before. She believes their family would be dead by 10 p.m. She also heard from their conversation that they are being harassed by a stalker. She asks if it's this stalker doing. Number replies that there's no doubt about that. Hyun asks how he already knows about that. Number replies that the person is right here with the number 3. It's no coincidence that his number matches the number of victims. Hyun rushes forward as if she'll correct everything. Number grabs her and asks where she's going. Hyun replies that it's obvious where she's going. She has to tell them that they are in danger. She'll tell them that the stalker is here, so they will call the police and take precaution. Number asks if she still doesn't understand even after all the warnings. Suddenly, a person bumps into the girl and her stuff falls down. The man apologizes and helps her to pick up the stuff. The girl replies that it's okay. Suddenly she freaks out on seeing that bastard here. The kid asks if everything is all right and the man turns away. The girl says that it's him, she definitely saw that bastard. She starts sobbing and her child tries to cheer her up. Number says that she has gotten what she wanted. They have now found out about that man. Hyun looks at them and wonders if their numbers changed. She now confirms that they represent hours and minutes, and that they will die today. Our protagonist says that a number can't be changed once it has been set. This means their fate is to get killed by that man in 7 hours and 4 minutes. That is until he kills that man first.